Well, hello everyone, and you join me today behind the wheel of the 2022 Toyota Sienna, the XSE trim with all-wheel drive. And on my channel before, almost exactly a year ago, I tested out the 2021 version of this product, its first model year of this latest generation. And I made quite a bold claim in the title and in the video, and I feel largely the same now, that the Toyota Sienna is one of the best products I've ever tested. And that is attributed to how successful I think it is at its intended mission. It's a minivan, so it's not going to be all that passionate of a vehicle, but yet you get into this product and you drive this XSE, and it is a nice place to spend your time. It's a nice product that you want to be behind the wheel of. The driving dynamics are fairly sharp for a minivan. The steering has a nice amount of weight to it, even with this hybrid system with 245 net horsepower. It feels adequate, and the design is intriguing, intelligent, and even though it's not appointed with the richest materials, there are a fair few hard plastics found throughout the cabin. The points that you interact with the most, like this steering wheel here along the bridge of the center console and these built-in armrests, all have this truly lovely stitching. And it's also a very refined vehicle. On the highways, this is significantly quieter than a fair few other minivans that I've been able to test out. So living with it again for a week, I don't feel like I've got much more to contribute, even here with this all-wheel drive system. It is the all-wheel drive system that we've seen in quite a few of other Toyotas, the hybrid Toyotas, so it isn't connected in any way to the gasoline engine. It sits independently on the rear axle and provides a little bit more traction when need be. One of the disappointments I have with this all-wheel drive system is that I'm surprised there isn't a fixed all-wheel drive mode, a snow mode perhaps, that would give drivers a little more confidence if they needed it on a very snowy day, or just they want to know that the all-wheel drive system is a little more locked in. You have no way of controlling the all-wheel drive's on or off ability behind the wheel of this Sienna. But for the other driving modes that you do have, typical that you'd find in a Toyota, you have a sport mode, an eco mode, and here, because it's a hybrid, an EV mode, which gives you a little bit more of dedicated battery power. You can put a little more into the throttle pedal if you want to cruise in your neighborhood quietly or through a parking lot, making no sound at all. And I've made my argument plenty of times as to why I like hybrids. I think they make regular day-to-day driving interesting. So like right now, I'm just doing a typical commute going 50 kilometers an hour, and I'm in EV mode and just being a little bit gentle to speed up after this light here. I can still retain that EV mode if I just think a little more ahead. Is it a perfect product? No. There's a couple things that I have discovered in my second trial of this Sienna which bother me slightly. First of all, you can dim the instrument cluster and the central screen with these buttons down here, left-hand side of the steering wheel. But if you turn those down, the screen, the main center touchscreen, doesn't get dimmer, and at night it's annoying that those two systems aren't integrated with one button press. I don't like that. Another thing, here in this XSE with the technology package with the power sliding doors, you'll see there's a little annotation where you're meant to wave your foot or kick your foot underneath to get those automatic doors to slide open. A brilliant feature, but that same little indication isn't on the boot, even though you do have the ability to kick to open that tailgate as well. So it's interesting how that detail is omitted there. And outside of that, I don't have any other reasonable grounds to be disappointed behind the wheel of this Sienna. Like I said, I think the 245 horsepower is adequate. If you stomp on it, You have actually fairly compelling passing power. Yes, the engine's noisy, but it isn't unrefined. It doesn't rattle around the interior or send vibrations through the seat. Visibility all round, I think, is pretty decent. The seating in each of the rows is fantastic for someone tall like me, and yes, one of the biggest criticisms I originally had with the Sienna stays put, and that's that with the second row of seats, they aren't removable. Well, they are, but they will require disconnecting the battery and using some tools to take them apart yourself. They're not removable in the same way that a Honda Odyssey's second row seats are removable. And if you always move people about, maybe not so much of a problem. But if it comes to moving day and you want to fit a mattress or box springs or something back here, that will be something you'd have to consider. It will make life a little more tedious knowing that you have to take out seats and actually put some work into assembling them back into your van. And anything else to say? I'm definitely growing more and more to the looks. It was one of the comical things getting into this product for the first time, thinking that they just overstyled it to the point of it being maybe offensive to some people. I didn't particularly care for the way it looked, but spending more time with it the first go round and this second go round, I do find myself looking back on it. This isn't a desirable product in the same way that a sports car is desirable and you're attracted to the looks of a sports car. But if you park this up in your driveway, I feel as though you would look out your window every once in a while just to get a glimpse of it. It's accentuated even more, the styling that is, with this bright red paint. So the styling and I suppose the mission intent with this generation of Sienna is that if you do not want to be an overt minivan owner, this might not be the product for you. But the title's going to stay pretty much the same, and my opinion's going to stay pretty much the same. I think this Toyota Sienna is one of the best products I have ever reviewed for just doing everything it was meant to do so well, so efficiently, and surprising me in ways that I would never expect a product like this to do. So thank you very much for watching this quick summary here of the 2022 Sienna XSE all-wheel drive. Hope to see you again on the channel soon.